Well, howdy there, Internet people. It's Bo again. So, today we are going to talk about Houston and Texas in general. We are going to talk about water, a lack of water. We're going to talk about heat, and we're going to talk about some new measures that are going into place, specifically in Houston, but if you're in Texas, watch. Okay, so Houston is facing the hottest summer on record. It is worth noting that their records go back 130 years. It is also one of the driest on record. This obviously leads to bad conditions. The amount of water that is normally available, well, it's not available, leading to low water pressure, a bunch of issues. As of August 27th, the city is moving into the second stage of its drought contingency plan. What does that mean? Outdoor water use is restricted from 7 p.m. to 5 a.m. Don't do it. Watering your grass, all of that stuff, don't do it. The first time you get a warning. The second time, it's a fine of up to $2,000. They are taking it very, very, very seriously. Now, as far as Texas as a whole, it is worth noting that as of the most recent update, about a third of Texas has entered extreme drought conditions. So you can expect water conservation, a whole bunch of other regulations to go into place over large portions of the state. It's happening in Houston. It's getting a lot of attention, but it's coming elsewhere. To make matters worse, ERCOT is calling for voluntary conservation at this point. They are signaling that they may be heading into emergency conditions as well for those outside of the area. That's the electric. So they're in a position now where the water is unreliable in extreme heat. I shouldn't say it's unreliable. It is being limited. Its use right now is being limited. And to be honest, these kinds of conservation measures that are being imposed, they should just be what people normally do. But they are having to enact measures to deal with water, and the electric is becoming questionable. Texans might want to consider, they may want to consider the idea that the way ERCOT is run is not actually in their best interests. They might want to reevaluate their position on that because it is going to get more extreme and ERCOT is going to become less reliable unless it undergoes a major overhaul. There are a lot of things in Texas that they're going to have to change. I know that there are a lot of people in Texas who do not believe in climate change. And you just had a bunch of Republican candidates reinforce that view. Look at the thermometer. Look at your water pressure. Look at how dry it is. Look at the grass that doesn't get watered. And tell me that's how it was when you grew up. It's not, right? A lot of people in Texas are people who trust their own observations. Please trust them here. They don't want to change because it's going to cost them money. It's going to cost you way more over the long haul. August 27th is when the water conservation stuff goes into effect in Houston. I would imagine that right away they're going to get out and start writing those warnings and trying to set a tone and an example. So unless you want to owe a lot of money, get familiar with what the regulations are and abide by them. Realistically, the ones that I looked at, they just kind of make sense. It's stuff that people in Texas should probably be doing all of the time. If if these measures were followed all of the time, it would alleviate a lot of the issues, and stuff like this wouldn't happen as often being a key term. And I would strongly suggest really thinking about whether Texas is best served with the current energy policy that it has. Anyway, it's just a thought. Y'all have a good day.